Hola, senor. I've recorded this 5 times, once on my Chromebook and 4 times on my phone. The audio won't work on Chromebook, and on my phone, apparently it can save. So I'm just going to record this normally and email it to you, because I'm frustrated. So, los fundamentos del subjuntivo es un modo verbal, and also contrasta de indicativo, which is different. It's probably backwards, but so número uno, subjuntivo necesitas dos sujetos. So, for example, in this version, por ejemplo, te amo antes de que salgas. In this, we see llamo, which is referring to me, and salgas is referring to you. So, the best way of explaining that is basically you have to acknowledge the two different subjects and their conjugation. So, obviously, me is going to be llamo. Tú is going to be salgas. And this is saying, I'll call you before you leave. So we see the very distinct two differentiations in conjugating in subjects. Dos, cuando la usamos, so we have an acronym that we use called WEIRDO. And basically this means wishes, emotions, impersonal expressions, recommendations, doubt, and ojalá. Wishes, pretty self-explanatory. Wishes. Emotions, happiness, sadness, those sort of things, how we express those. Impersonal expressions, along the lines of sort of recommendation-based, our beliefs, advice, that sort of thing. R is recommendations, sort of similar, as I said. D is doubt, so your worries, your fears, that sort of thing. And O is ojalá. The thing about ojalá is, in English, there's not really a clear translation. It's sort of its own thing in Spanish and doesn't have an exact crossover into English. So the closest thing we can sort of match it to is wishes, that sort of thing, like ojalá ir a la tienda. You're going to just use the word ojalá, not esperar, ojalá, something like, no, that would be repetitive. You just use the word ojalá, and you're going to notice that when you have examples, that ojalá will normally be the first word. Tres, como las formamos, so how do we use it? The first step is drop the O. So, por ejemplo, hablar, hablo. Tener, tengo. Pretty just base level conjugating what you already know. Number 2, you're dropping the O. So once you put it in the hablo form, cut the O out. So hablar becomes hablo, and then hablo becomes hablo. No anything at the end. And then number 3, you add the opposite ending. So hablar is an AR verb. So we're changing it into the ER-IR ending. So basically this means hablo minus the O would become hable. ER-IR ending. And vice versa. Correr would become corra. AR ending. Cuatro irregulares. So as we see, there are 4 common ones, which are ser, ir, estar, and saber. Ser becomes sea, ir becomes vaya, estar becomes este, and saber becomes sepa. And the big thing about this is really just noticing the change in the spelling. That'll be one of the biggest parts. It's not to say that, you know, it doesn't change a lot, because it does. The spelling is a major factor, but everything else stays the same. So, sea, for example, the 2 form of sea would just be seas. Same as everything else. It's just about the spelling that sort of you have to focus on. And when it comes to understanding subjuntivo and using it, the best advice is really practice, clearly, but practicing recognizing the 2 distinct subjects, sujetos, and the change at the end. It's very easy to go to conjugate hablar and put it in the A form, AR endings, so have it be habla, and it throws it off. It doesn't work. So that is my explanation of subjuntivo and my advice for how to better understand it.